Hey guys, welcome back to the Prehistoric Life podcast. And today we're going to do the anatosaurus. Since, of course, we're still doing hadrosaur month, and this bad boy is a hadrosaur, we're going to do anatosaurus. So anatosaurus actually looks more like an edmontosaurus, which I think I did a episode on already. So it's kind of got the duck bill. It's got the spine. I do not have a spare pencil on me. Whatever. It's supposed to have a spine that comes up, kind of. It's got the front legs of hadrosaurs, of course, where they run on their back two legs, but they walk on all fours. It's got the big old bulking body with the long tail. Good, solid, thick neck. Sorry about that. A good, solid, thick neck. Anatosaurus is probably seems to be some kind of edmontosaur ancestor or possibly relative from my studies. It gets about 39-ish feet long, weighs about 4 tons, and get about 13 feet tall at like the max heights. That's probably way off too. Its diet was probably like bushes, ferns, fallen leaves, vines, whatever it could get, its berries, things like that. Its fossils were found in North America. It is a medium herbivore, a hadrosaur. It lives in herds of like 7 to 12. It lived in forests, jungles, possibly some sort of river valley type situation. Strong back legs for running, but walks on all fours. It was discovered by Othniel Charles Marsh. I think I butchered that name. Or sorry, it was named by Othniel Charles Marsh in 1989. It was named by Othniel Charles Marsh in 1892. It lived about 65 to 70 million years ago. So that's back up here again. It's late Cretaceous. So you have 65 to 70-ish million years ago. So it basically went extinct during the KT extinction. That's all that means. Anatosaurus looks a lot like an edmontosaur. Like uncanny, like an edmontosaur a little bit. Almost here. So a better picture for Anatosaurus. There's a male and a female depiction. Of course, I'm gonna start doing this too. You can see that has the hadrosaur legs. The male head is more colorful, probably for some kind of display for mating ritual, if you will. It's got the spine, it's got the thick neck, it's got the hollowed out nasal area, if you will. So on most dinosaurs, they have this. With the picture right now. Yeah, something just happened there. Don't know what happened. It just like started loading for me. So if something happens to the recording, I'm so sorry. They've got these holes for different functions, so that's some kind of vocalization, possibly. But that's a velociraptor. These guys have sections on their nose here where it probably is a hollow sac-like thing that they would blow air into, and it would come out their nose and their mouth, and they'd make these sounds. So, speaking of sounds, of course, we're going to play the anatosaurus sounds for Hadrosaur Month, because that is what we're doing, because hadrosaurs are famously known for having their, like, music type thing, whatever you want to call it. They're very vocal, is what I'm trying to say. So let's listen to anatosaurus sounds. Let me start this over. I don't think that's an anatosaurus. That probably is, though. That is a definite deep bellow. Don't really know where this is from. Some more honking. Very. That was not an anatosaurus. That was actually an apatosaurus. Anatosaurus or anatitan means duck lizard or giant duck, and giant duck. So, of course, these guys have. We're going to look back at this. As you can see, they tend to have a beakish more structure and like a duck bill kind of thing with very strong, powerful jaws. And hence the name duck bill, or like duck face. They tend to have the very powerful duck like beak kind of shape, because of course you have like birds where they kind of have the like part that comes kind of like this, where it would be like their bottom jaw is this and it have like the beak that comes over. Duckbills aren't like that. They tend to be more like this, where it's got like a flat part and then it's two flat parts, one's slightly rounded on top, and it comes over. So these guys did not have lips, because we talked about that with Dr. BC, the fossil crates guy themselves. Hadrosaurs tend to not have lips. They tend to have beaks. Sit that there. So the beak, their structure, probably used for simple. Well, I was about to say grass grazing, but that's not right. They don't have grasses back then. Simple, like scooping. What do you call it? Like ferns off the ground, like ripping them up, giving them like a wider bite surface. Because I mean, like, think about if you're trying to like pick a plant, which is easier? You got like one blade of grass, you're like, pink, or if you grab like a handful and just rip it out. That's basically what their jaws are doing. They get like this, like basically it's like chomp, and it's like a lot of it, and they just rip it out. They probably could have lived in swamps too, and eaten like swamp plants and like used it to dip it in the water and kind of get like a lot of it at once. But the beak is like an evolutionary sign for hadrosaurs, and you get the famous vocalization, of course. And of course, usually the crests. Again, I'm going to do an episode based on crests and vocalization and that whole evolutionary chart of the hadrosaurs. So, yeah, there's that. Look forward to that. So, this has been Anatosaurus, probably one of the most basic looking ones because it's kind of like the Edmontosaurus without the actual Edmontosaurus head crest. So, I'm your host, Eric Crawford. Remember to follow me on Instagram for extra content and weekly notification. Well, not weekly. Well, yeah, no, weekly. I'm trying to get it up weekly to show y'all what's going to be out there earlier so that you know what to look forward this week. And follow on YouTube as well. I'm trying to get YouTube set up so that I release things earlier to kind of encourage y'all to go and subscribe to that. To go and like check that out because you get the content earlier. But if you don't feel like doing that or you don't have a YouTube account, because I didn't for the longest time, hey, just keep listening wherever. I don't mind. I love it. Thank y'all for the support, man, and women's and people's. But that I'm just trying to get that up as like early viewing to kind of I'm saying reward y'all for that. But so please go check that out. Well, I'm your host, Eric Crawford. Thank you for tuning in to Anatosaurus. Signing off. Remember to keep it prehistoric. Bye.